Hello, just doing a quick video here. Just have this older now Telecaster, just a Squire Affinity. And when I bought it, I didn't like the neck, so I put just a Chinese neck on, and it's okay. I should actually rework the neck a little bit, file down the wood, not to really scallop it, but just to make the frets a bit higher, basically. Kind of the. I kind of like doing that, so I might do that. And the frets are a bit sharp still. I filed them once, but they're not perfect, and didn't get them nicely round, so I'll redo that again. And the headstock's okay, it's got locking tuners. And then this one also, I didn't like the stock pickup. It's just a single coil that buzzed all the time, so I bought that Artec one and it didn't work out, so I bought this one. It's a Kent Armstrong, and it's great. Been good ever since. Sounds good. But I like how a lot of guitars are coming out now where they have a finish over a Sunburst. So I was gonna buy a Sunburst guitar, like something cheap, like a Epiphone or Squire or what have you, and do it. Then I remember I have this guitar, so that might as well do it to that one. So it's got some paint, it's some lacquer paint, so hopefully it'll age well. And kind of, I'll put it on super thin so that it'll rub through, and then before I paint it, just take a sander, board sander, so it's kind of flat. I'll use another sander too to get the edges, but kind of sand if your typical areas, you know, for the aging and stuff on the Sunburst. Paint it blue, and then sand a little bit more through the blue so you can just see some Sunburst coming through and stuff like that. So it looks like a shitty looking Sunburst with a nice paint job on it that's worn through. That's what everybody's doing, and I want to do it too, so I think it looks really cool. Okay, so I'll update when I get to that point. So for now, I'll just cut the strings off. The strings are a few years old now. Take the neck off, that's easy. Take the strap locks off, or strap buttons off. And for these, I'll just undo them and hang them out and tape the wire. Just to sit off the body a little bit, and I'll just paint underneath them. The paint job, which should be great for me, is supposed to look not good, so I can do that, so I can handle that paint job. So it kind of wanted to look kind of hastily done, you know, and then worn out. So that's the effect I'm going for, and that fits me perfectly. Okay, so I'll see how it goes, and I'll update with another video. There we go, so got the neck off. Now that's off, I can touch with the frets a bit easier. I see some of my tuners are a bit loose, so let's go through those too. Just the locking tuners. It's a Fender Charvel, this particular model. And go through that. I might paint the headstock too to match the body, but maybe not. There's the body, so before I get too crazy, I'll tape off all the conductive parts, so I need a little bit here and here and over here and stuff like that, and of course the wire for the pots and everything to ground out to the bridge and the strings. So let's be careful with that stuff. I'll take that off. Other than that, I'm just gonna go at it with a sander. It already has some chips and stuff in it. It's a ding right there, stuff like that. So just quick sanding, get it down to wood in this section, and then rough up the rest a little bit, but not that much though, because I kind of want the blue paint to chip off and come off fairly easily. So then I'll be kind of blue to Sunburst see-through type thing, hopefully. for scraping gaskets. It's a Mac tool. Just this clear coat is like unbelievably tough stuff. It's on all the main China guitars. They have the same stuff, and it's just super hard to get off. So I'm trying to get through it down to the wood. But trying to sand this would take forever. And paint stripper doesn't really touch it very much either. See how thick it is. It just keeps coming off and not even at the wood yet. Just going it down so that it can wear through the natural wood, where this stuff will never wear out. These guitars are built to last for 1,000 years. It's all one big coat of plastic on them. Still coming off. If I can get to wood. There we go. Finally getting down to wood. Okay, so that's wood in these areas here. Wood in these areas here, so I'll sand that so it kind of gets uniform, get it kind of uniform again. Doesn't look like some idiot took a scraper to it, and then you'd be ready for blue paint. Just sanded a bit with the 320 to get the obvious sander marks out, because I was using 180 on the air sander. So this will make it look a little bit more natural. I doubt it. Well, at least get the straight lines out. Good. I'm sanding all this all over again anyway once I paint the blue. Okay, so ready for paint. Okay, so it's just in the paint booth here. This is the first coat, so it's coming out not too bad. I don't want it to be super thick. I want it to be super thin and wear through. And I'll be sanding that part off again, so that'll all come off anyway. And it's pretty good. It's just a Chrysler metallic blue, and it's a lacquer, so hopefully it'll be nice and hard and chip and do all that stuff that you want it to do. Won't actually last very long. So I'm finding that the profile of the neck's a bit too much like a baseball bat. It's like a total C shape. There's no flat to it. There's no shallow. It's like a perfect C and a bit too thick, so I'm just gonna sand it down a little bit. Not much though, just to knock it off a little bit, and that's about it. It's okay, but it's just too darn thick. So I just don't like it that much. So it's gonna take it down a little bit. Just gotta turn my air on. I think you want to climb a little bit. It's gonna keep fine. There we go. I feel it's getting flat now. Flat, just barely here, like the width of a dime, I guess. Or sorry, diameter of a dime or so, maybe a centimeter flat line. So I'll take the sander and blend that in, and that's fine. It's more than enough. So maybe like half a millimeter has come down, but just enough just to make it not totally round. I just don't like that feel. Better. Yeah, that's better. So just took the kind of tip off the curve, even though it wasn't very sharp. It just wasn't hardly a V shape or nothing like that, but it's just kind of like too thick. That feels a bit better. Just gets it out of my palm here, so I can feel it on my inner thumb and my finger. There's nothing dragging on my palm, which is kind of a pain. Or my inner thumb kind of down here. It's not a wizard neck, but it is better. I might go further, but I want to try like this, and then if it's not enough, I'll just get a coarser file and go at it. This is just a 600 grit sandpaper, and just to kind of knock down what I've done here. There, very smooth. I actually like the natural feel. So there's nothing, it's just pure wood. And yeah, I think that's a bit better. Still very beefy, very round, but now it's not quite as like a baseball bat feel. It feels like it has some shape to it, not just turned in the lathe to a complete circle. I think the next ready to go now. I've filed out the frets, the fret ends. I took a small square file, my magnifying glass, and then just come to the fret end and just don't touch the wood at all, but just touch the fret end. Just to round them off. I've already filed them this way, so I rounded them, but I still had a bit of a tang on the end from where they were nipped, so I just took that off. I think that's about it for this. Tighten up the tuners, they're all nice and tight. I'll just clean it up and get it ready. When the body's ready, I'll put it back on. So I have the body painted blue. You can see where very good right there. So there's the Sunburst edge there. So I'll have to turn all this wood and go past into the Sunburst a little bit to show that it was Sunburst underneath. And then also probably do a little bit right here. On the Telecaster, you don't get much room to kind of play with, where the normal kind of playing areas are. Like, most wear kind of happens, well, if a guitar was worn through here, and then the pick guard kind of covers all that up. You're not going to get a lot of wear here. I might rough it up a little bit, and then down here from dropping it and stuff like that by the jack. Get some chips, but won't really be worn, I don't think. So main wear is right here, maybe a little up here just to show it off a bit, and then kind of chip this up a little bit. Not only that, I have a white guard. I think I'll go white. I think I'll go with a different color, but use that for now, just kind of outline where I'm going to go with it. So it's coming not too bad. Still need some work to blend it all in, but the wet sanding is working really well to kind of get it to feather in, so it kind of looks plausible as possible wear. So much of sanding scratches I gotta keep feathering out. And up here, these guys here, the little camera didn't pick it up, but there's some scratches there. But they're close to coming out, so keep feathering that out with wet sand. And once that's all set, I'll wet sand with like a 2000 grit, the whole thing. And I might clear coat it with some nitrocellulose clear coat, the stuff from Stumac. Or I might just brush it in certain spots, like brush the clear coat in areas so it's kind of more well kept, and this area is rough, or I might try to work it that way instead of spraying the whole thing and doing a big clear coat on it. Clear coat it in certain areas, heavier or lighter, to kind of get the effect going. But let's keep working on that. It'll be a while yet, so we'll check that out when I get to that point. So I just used a knife to make these little chips. Most I just did just gave it a good whack. Let's see now, where's the camera? Yeah, so there's this nice little chip in it. And then I dropped it from about a foot, put that in there by the jack. it's a common place where they get hit on real, truly used guitars. They're always broken there. I don't know why, but they are. So okay, I have it fairly ready to go. Now let's give it a quick buff with some polishing compound, just very light stuff. It's just to help get all the sandpaper marks out and make it look like you're trying to keep it clean, but it just, you play it so much you just can't keep it clean. It was such a good guitar. I use a high-speed drill. You can try it by hand, but it won't work. You have to use a drill or proper buffing wheel. So now it has a bit of a shine, but it's obviously road worn because it's played on tour for so many years. And you know, a couple nicks here and there, got dropped once, but it kind of looks good, nice blue. And then the pickguard will also hide a lot of the blue area. It'll kind of come out like that. Just kind of, I'll take the sander and sand that back down to wood, get rid of all that blue there, and then leave that. So kind of get, see, it was a Sunburst then, but it's been painted by some Jackass blue, and then now it's Relic. And I can't say I spent more than an hour doing this. It's pretty easy to do, and just have to do it random, I guess. This is my first time, so I do a few things different the next time. Probably not sanding so far. I leave more Sunburst here. There's a touch of wood and then take off more blue, so really see the Sunburst under the blue. But it should be fine. Just wanted to try it, see how it worked. So now I'll put the guitar together and get it all set up. And I just did the neck too. I just followed the frets and they're all nice and smooth now, so much better. So get that all together and restring it and see how it works. So I've got it back together now. I just have to still string it and reset the intonation because I fixed the saddles and stuff like that, move them around, but and also the string height and all that. But I like it. It's kind of what I wanted, exactly how to come out. Like, didn't take long. This isn't like a museum piece. I just wanted the thing blue with the Sunburst coming through, and that's kind of what I got. It's stock. And I went with the original pick guard. It's kind of hard to have this one on there because my kid won't play it because his mom's on the pick guard. But whatever. You can play a different guitar. But yeah, that's good, I think. And then in the back, still the original Sunburst. Yeah, we'll sit the right way. Oh, the neck wants to go that way. Yeah, still Sunburst, still in pretty good shape. It has a ding or two in it, but it's still like new. And then the front's the blue. It's kind of like two colors in one guitar. I don't know, I just like that effect. As soon as I saw it, I guess it's Fender doing it first. I don't know exactly who, but it's kind of a good idea. I like that a lot. Okay, have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's easy to do. I say 4 hours I spent on it. You can probably do it faster, or a few more hours and like put more coats of clear on it, and you know, crack that clear to have like age cracks in it and stuff like that. But this is fine for me. You know, aged enough. But kind of it's neat to do. So it's only I think it's a $175 guitar. Different neck, different pickup. So it's a Frankenstein guitar anyway. So there's a parts caster basically, and build it up however you want. Different tuners, pots, you name it. Okay, so have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have fun with your own project. Thanks. Bye bye.